This is not suitable for young audiences. It is beginning now. To join, please be yes, on level 1.
Could please gather round. Gather round. Okay, hello and welcome to this What a Fucking Wonderful Audience Tour. First of all, I just want to start with a little introduction, especially about the word fucking, accompanying the word wonderful. Well, in this context, the word fucking is not offensive, believe it or not. It is, in fact, a popular way of saying very, or exceedingly, extremely. In some contexts, the word fucking loses all possible edge. It becomes, so to say, desemantized. That is, it sidesteps its original meaning related to sexual intercourse. This is one of those contexts. What a fucking wonderful audience just means what an exceedingly wonderful audience. It just doesn't sound as cheesy. According to legend, the sentence, what a fucking wonderful audience, was the only sentence comedian Lenny Bruce was able to deliver in his one-sentence performance in Sydney in 1962. He was arrested immediately after uttering these words, because apparently the word fucking kept its full meaning in that context. So we use this troubled sentence, so much more tame now than then, to indicate the very complex relationship between artist and audience. Say fucking audience in Australia in 1962 and you'll be jailed. Say it now and you'll get a cough and a leer, if that. Shock the audience. Well, shocking the audience is not an artistic amusement, but a legitimate artistic strategy. An artist meets an audience and just wants to shake it. Shake it awake. This guided tour discusses only 3 of the works in this exhibition, all of them examples of audience shaking. So please feel free to interrupt me at any time if you have a question or wish to make a comment. So now we're going to head into the gallery, so just follow me. You wax figures, you impersonators, you bad hats, you troopers, you pot boilers, you foul mouths, you sellouts, you deadbeats, you phonies, you educated gas bags, you cultivated classes, you befuddled aristocrats, you rotten middle class, you lowbrows, you people of your time. Peter Handke, Offending the Audience, 1970. The audience, these poor wage earners who see themselves as property owners, these mystified ignoramuses who think they're educated, these zombies with the delusion that their votes mean something. Gidabor, in Girum imus nocte e consumimur igni. Return in the Night Consumed by Fire, 1978. Insulting the audience is a pretty good way of describing the work by Guy Debord, key artist in the Situationist movement. The film shown just behind you, The Society of the Spectacle, is barely more than a series of Marxist deliriums delivered in monologue form over found TV footage and excerpts from films such as Johnny Guitar, Rio Grande, Shanghai Gesture and They Died with Their Boots On. Intoxicated by Marx and the Cats, Debord's monotone voice carries on for around 87 minutes, during which time he reads passages from his 1967 book, The Society of the Spectacle. This is a summary of the thesis proposed by Debord. The reduction of reality to images, to a spectacle to be contemplated by a passive audience, is part of the strategy of capitalism to annihilate any possible opposition. The spectacle is a language without answer, a unilateral communication, a monologue. According to Debord, the specialists in the power of the spectacle find the spectator to be a despicable creature, and so does he. Debord's first book, Memoirs, had covers made of sandpaper so that it would destroy any other books placed next to it. There is no film. Cinema is dead. No more films are possible. In such statements, we recognise the beauty of the no future, a sort of punk avant-la-lettre. Debord despises his public and despises his medium, film. He tries to place his films above and beyond any possible cinematic criticism. He is indifferent to the opinion of the public and the critics. He said, "I pride myself on having made a film out of whatever rubbish was at hand, and I find it amusing that people will complain about it who have allowed their lives to be dominated by every kind of such rubbish. If the public doesn't understand Debord's work, well, so much the better. This is proof of the work's quality and of Debord being outside general mediocrity." What a fucking wonderful audience. In Debord's words, nothing of importance has ever been communicated by being gentle with the public. In his 1978 film, We Turn in the Night Consumed by Fire, Debord describes the only audience who was ready to accept the other situationists as "we few, we happy few, we band of brothers." The few, the happy few, the band of brothers, well, they were people quite sincerely ready to set the world on fire just to make it shine. This civilization is on fire. The whole thing is capsizing and sinking. What splendid torpedoing. "It was a pleasure to burn." Ray Bradbury, first sentence of Fahrenheit 451, 1951. Not only does Debord despise film and audience, he identifies with the criminal, the outlaw, the marginal. Here we have punk again. And he takes great pride in this. "I have merited from the universal hatred of the society of my time, and I would have been annoyed to have any other merits in the eyes of such a society." Debord fancies himself as a disciple of the assassin sect, whose motto was, "Nothing is true, everything is permitted." The assassin sect, which is at the origin of the word assassin and pioneer of what we today know as suicide terrorism, shared Debord's pantheon, along with people like Arthur Craven, deserter of 17 nations, and the cultivated bandit Lacenaire. Debord took pride in having as friends a certain number of thieves and occasionally a few murderers. But crime was not the only activity the situationists were most proud of, but indolence. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers, they did no productive work whatsoever. And Debord was probably right in this. Nothing could offend the establishment more than that. Ne travaillez jamais, never work. Debord's milieu was not only opposed to any form of paid work, but regarded even unpaid work as undesirable. They even said they made revolution in their spare time. Now we're going to move upstairs to the second work, so please follow me.